there everyone, this is Phantom Celebi, and I wanted to talk about this video that's been put up by Nikocado Avocado. So I'm still gonna stand by what I said by saying that Nikocado Avocado is very guilty for what he did, and even with the receipts he has presented about Stephanie wanting to do the video, wanting to do a full-on exposure of Veronica, all of that, it still does not disprove anything she said. Also, I'm gonna put this out there. He did apologize to her a single moment. Did he apologize to her? He didn't try to make anything right with her. And yeah, I didn't watch the full video, so maybe he did at some point. But based off of his reaction, this incredibly crazy long video that he put out there, and yeah, I would say Stephanie's video was pretty long itself, but I'm gonna say this, wasn't nearly as long as his. He could have cut down his points to a few single little things, saying, yeah, she agreed to it, I was upset about it, this is why I reacted the way I did. He could have just put that out there and say, she's not that innocent. She put out this merch line, I thought it was suspicious, but this is how I view it. Being somebody who is a PTSD person, I've had issues in the past with traumatic stress, and the one way I cope with a lot of anxiety attacks is I try to go to an open area and breathe. That's why I think she was in the living room, because she probably didn't want to bother her boyfriend. She probably was in her bed, shifted to the couch, tried to cry it out, and then he noticed she was gone, went to the couch, and then went to comfort her. And that's why she was in and out of sleep, because she was constantly having anxiety attacks. Anybody who has PTSD knows how uncomfortable the anxiety attacks from that is. And anybody who has a brain would see that the person in the video was clearly not Nick. Anybody who saw any of the images on the video camera footage would see the only thing that was him was just him taking creepy photos of her home. And I'm just gonna say this, that's disgusting. Dude, if you're going to take pictures of her home, get her consent. Dude, like, if you're trying to prove that you're an innocent person, you're not doing it very well. Because you took pictures of her home, you bullied her to her friends, and you treated her like crap. Every single thing she has put out there has proved undeniably that you're a manipulator, and your video has proved that you're a manipulator. Because you full-on went on a full thing blaming Stephanie completely for what had happened. And at the end of the day, you could have said, well, I have just as much to blame in this situation. I didn't try to make things right with Stephanie. I didn't try to work things out with her privately. All you did was try to coerce her into doing a video with you and make you, you know, like, you could have said, okay, we can hold off on a video. The next time I see you, then we'll do a video then. No, you didn't do that. You didn't try to make things right with your friend. No, you just guilted her. You made her feel like shit. And to be honest, I don't get why everybody associates the Me Too movement with just talking about sexual abuse. Abuse in general is associated with the Me Too movement. If somebody is openly forcing you to do something you do not want to do, that's abuse. Like, even if it's not sexual abuse, it's still abuse. And he knew she was sexually abused in her own home. He took her trust and then flipped it upside down. He treated her like crap. And it's not exactly the first time he's done this. I'm gonna put this out there. I was one of the people who full-on stood up for Trisha Paytas when the whole Trisha Paytas thing happened. And yeah, Trisha Paytas is not a reliable source, I get that. She has had problems in the past, she's done drugs, she's said a whole bunch of crazy stuff, but this seems to be something that was consistent with Nikocado Avocado. He constantly tries to shift blame from the victim to, like, him, basically from himself to the victim. And this is something that abusers do. They treat these people like crap, shift the blame onto them, make them feel like, oh, they're guilty because they didn't want to do this and they didn't want to do that, and they promised me this and they promised me that. Yeah, you can try to work things out. I mean, when I had a friend who was a bit abusive to me, I tried to work things out to see if I can mend that friendship. He didn't try to. People who are abusive won't see past what they feel, and it's just disgusting. They don't want to see that there are two sides to everything. And the thing is like, he didn't want to see, yeah, maybe the stuff I did made Stephanie feel uncomfortable. Like, how would you feel if somebody went into your home, started taking photos in there, and then openly told you that they wanted to make a video about something, and after you told them you didn't want to do it anymore, he still wanted to do it? Or she wanted to still do it. They wanted to still do it. And the thing is like, people change their mind all the time. Just because she said she wanted to do something for a little bit of time, doesn't mean she wanted to do it now. Does it mean she wanted to do it in that video? Does it mean she wanted to do it at all? Sometimes people say stuff in the heat of the moment. They could say, oh, well, I want to talk about this, and I want to talk about that. But then, and even she acknowledged in her video that maybe she misled him into thinking that she wanted to talk about this now, which makes sense, because she did say those things, which made him think maybe she wanted to talk about it now. But it could have been something that could have planned out over time. And the thing is like, he never thought about that. He didn't even once think about, hey, maybe she wants to think about this, try to show that we're not trying to stir up drama with Veronica, not that we're trying to be as a dagger into Veronica's back. No. She didn't have any issues with Veronica. She thought she was kind of overbearing, and she did have problems with her. And yeah, she was probably going to bring up all that, and she even said that she wanted to make Nick look like he was a nice person who she can open to. And now she can't do that because he's doing this. Did he try to mend things with her? No, he did not. Did he try to say anything after the whole situation? No. What he tried to do was get a bunch of receipts to say, oh, no, I didn't do anything bad. I'm not the bad one. Oh, so you didn't make a Snapchat saying in and out of sleep, in and out of sleep. No, you didn't. Obviously, you didn't do that. You didn't take pictures in her home when you knew she had issues with somebody sexually abusing her in her home. No, obviously you didn't do that. No, you're an innocent boyo. You didn't do anything wrong. No. Obviously, you didn't make her feel guilty after she couldn't do a collab with you. Because collabs are much more important than your friendship. Like, seriously, what is wrong with this guy? Like, if one of my friends was so uncomfortable with me and made me feel so horrible, I would say, okay, I will give you your space. Excuse me. I will give you your space, and we'll try to talk this out, because your friendship is much more important than a YouTube video. Like, he's not an innocent person. He's not... You know, all he's trying to do is shift blame. Like, at the end of the day, he still did all those things. And I admire her for her power and willing to talk about this in public. Because if it were me, I probably would be too scared, because a lot of people believe Nick when he gives some bullshit excuse. Like, literally all I see from his video is an hour and God knows how long of bullshit excuses. Yeah, oh, she said that she wanted to do this. So what? If somebody says they want to do something in the moment, doesn't mean they're gonna want to do it later. Just because, like, if they confirm that they still want to do it, then yeah, do it. But if they were like, oh, well, maybe I don't want to do it anymore, because I don't feel right about this, like, help them out. Be a good person. Be like, okay, they don't want to do it anymore. It's not a big deal. Do not, I repeat, do not try to force something that the person does not want to do. And at the end of the day, I know what this is like, because I have went through similar situations with a guy that I was pretty close friends with for years. He was super sweet to me, and that was in front of me. He was super sweet to me. But then when we were together in groups or just talking in general, like about certain things, he was incredibly vicious. Like, he was talking so much shit about my boyfriend. He was trying to make it sound like he was like the victim in every single relationship breakup he's gone through, which in most situations he wasn't. Like, sometimes he cheated on the girl, sometimes he just treated her like crap. And at the end of the day, he wanted me to back him up on all this because we're friends. And the thing is like, I was like, okay, well, I wasn't involved in any of these relationships, so I can still be friends with him. But I should have seen right there that he was a disgusting person. And I didn't. I didn't even see the obvious signs that he was into me, and that's why he hated my boyfriend and now fiance. It's just like a very disgusting way of viewing things. Like, just because somebody said something at a specific time doesn't mean they're going to just jump right into it. Just because somebody is okay with something at one point, if they're not okay with it, that's not giving consent. So it's not as bad as, say, sexually abusing someone, but if they don't give consent to say something, that's just as bad as saying that they're, I don't know, I guess in my mind it's pretty horrible if you're trying to force someone into doing something they don't want to do. And she clearly, from the videos and all that, did not want to do this. And just because she said something doesn't mean she was still going to do it. And at the end of the day, he could have been like, okay, well, let's not do the video, and let's just have fun. It's going to be Christmas, we're together, I'm sorry I made you feel uncomfortable, let's just have fun. And then maybe they could have even recorded that. Having fun. Like, at the end of the day, he was supposed to come out as the approachable one, the friend, the person who was supposed to be there for her no matter what. That's how she felt. And he betrayed her. He stabbed her in the back, and he's stabbing it even farther in the back, and then cranking the knife in her back by making everyone believe that he's innocent, which he's not. If anything, yeah, this proves that maybe she had some sort of say in it, but she didn't say that she didn't have say in it. She clearly said in her video that she may have misled him into believing this because of stuff she said. But at the end of the day, like, she was so incredibly torn up by his betrayal that she couldn't do anything about it. She couldn't think. And people who have PTSD do forget things pretty easily when it comes to trauma. If they're uncomfortable in a situation, they can easily forget chunks of things. And maybe, like, at the end of the day, she could have went back to her messages and be like, okay, well, I said this stuff and that's bad. But I'm also thinking that she probably didn't want to even look at messages from Nick because of how he reacted. He overreacted. And the thing is like, at the end of the day, what he did was wrong. And I have no, like, I would say no faith in Nikocado Avocado. He has a habit of abusing women, and it's disgusting. And I hope that if he does try to be friends with people, he'll try to fix things. Because at the moment, he seems unredeemable. So if he wants to seem redeemable, he should try to make things right with Stephanie. But it doesn't seem like he's going to. It seems like he already decided that he's the victim in this and not her. And that at the end of the day, like, that's just how he is. And, like, he did the same thing to Trisha Paytas. He's gonna do the same thing to everybody else around him. He's just gonna wait till his entire friendship group is disrupted by his crazy amount of drama going on in his mind. And at the end of the day, he's trying to blame Stephanie for being overdramatic when he knew what she was like. He knew that she was upset about her trust being betrayed. But, you know, that's just him. Okay? And I'm going to end this here. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like, comment, and subscribe for more spastastic content. And if anybody wants to talk about this, have a discussion in the comments below, I would say you're probably not going to shift how I feel too much, but this is how I feel based off of what I've seen so far. If there is anything that Nick can show that proves that he was trying to actually give Stephanie some space, try to work things out with her, and try to just openly have a discussion with her. No, because based off of what I'm seeing, it seems like he's just trying to shift the blame onto her. Oh, one more thing. The whole merch thing. Okay, so I guess this isn't the end of the video, but the merch thing, I think it's not a bad thing to shift a positive out of a negative. They're gonna come to support the charity, but they're also coming to support her. So the merch line isn't a bad thing. And I'm happy to say that I'm glad that Stephanie has done this. So this will be the end of my video, and peace. Goodbye! Hey everyone, so normally this would be where I would talk about my top tier. The top tier are the people who have supported me on Twitter, Patreon, and everything and beyond. But to be honest, I definitely want to say that despite the monetary support and the physical support and emotional support that people have given me, there's definitely a lot left to do in the community, and I want to say that at the end of the day, I don't like spreading drama. I know that I was pretty upset with Nick in this video, but to be honest, I just want to spread peace for the most part. I don't like it when people try to shift blame from one person to another. I don't like to make people seem like they're the bad guy, quote unquote, even though I did something with Sayori where I said she was the bad guy in Doki Doki Literature Club. You should watch that video, by the way. It is incredibly stupid but funny. But yeah, like, I would have to say that I love each and every one of the people who have supported me on my channel, and I'm getting pretty close to 250, so I am very happy about that. I didn't even think I'd get 100 subscribers. I personally think that's an achievement all on its own, and I definitely appreciate all of you guys for just being there for me. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters. The heart that you guys give, the comments that you leave, it always brings me a bit of joy to see you guys out there just being positive, being sweet, being yourselves, being open. And even when you're not as peaceful and sweet and still open, that's just, you know, who you are. Be who you are and be you. And at the end of the day, try to be the best kind of you that you can possibly be. Have a happy new year, and this is love from Phantom Celebi to you. Peace. Goodbye.